Okie dokie. I'm gonna get started pretty slowly. Bear with me. I just turned a flashlight on in my face and I've just got a big dark spot in my eyes. I can't believe I did that. Yeah, sorry I was running late this morning. I had some stuff I had to sort out. All sorted now. I'm ready to go. Have a drink. Glasses. First up, I've got to finish this page off because I noticed oh wait, it's the... Oh, did I finish it? I did the wrong page. That's the flat one. Hang on. Page 5. Oh, I did finish it. Okay, hang on. Ah, good. Oh no, let's work through then. I'm just trying to work out what I'm doing today. Didn't finish penciling page 8, but maybe oh no, it's okay. I'm gonna have a look at that page first. Let's get some reference up. Morning should be more fun. Yeah, what's on my characters? I mean, I don't like that head. So what? Yeah, we can fix that. Obviously, Hexagonal Pizza Platforms would be a spin-off game, not part of the TY regular series. Would feature characters from TY and Blade Kitten and everything else. It would be like a Skivvyverse game. Now I'm going to want to make that. Damn it. Sorry, it's just warm in here. I'm assuming the audio is all good this time around. No one's complaining about anything. Now that I have my new setup going good. A bit closer. Got some new speakers last night because my other speaker was like a Logitech one with like a remote thing and all that shit. Desktop speakers that had a USB mini cable, which is not a good USB to have. And it broke in the box. It's like, oh god. So I had it on Bluetooth, and then Bluetooth has like this horrible slight lag on the audio, which is just really annoying. Fine if you're listening to music without watching a picture, but if you're watching a movie, it's terrible. So yeah, I decided I was going to buy myself some new speakers, and I did. And they came yesterday, and they're really nice because George has been telling me for years to get good speakers, and I keep getting like desktop PC ones, and he happened to be up at my place yesterday. No, the day before yesterday, to check something out, and we were talking about stuff. And I told him about my speakers, and he says, "Oh, you should get these." And he said, "Oh, you should get this brand." It's like, "Oh, these are the ones I'm looking at," which just happen to be the same ones. So yes, let's see how we go. There, I got them turned off now. Got a little remote, which is very cool. That needs like a little magnet so I can stick it down. Yeah, I got some tape for that. I need to do that. Yeah, so that's me rambling. What have we got? Oh, people asking questions, so I should be reading the chat. Forgive me, chat. Yes, a Gooby Steve platform. I would pull shit like that, to be honest. Back again, I was going to do a Space Captain Steve game at one stage just as a joke. But the world's not ready for that, I don't think. One day they will be. Was it? Maybe you're not ready for it, but your kids are going to love it. Yeah, Finical Head. That's not the one down the coast. No, that is, yeah, that's the one. I was actually going to go down there, but not for Ty. Finical Head's these basalt columns. If you know Blade Kitten, the whole planet has basalt columns like that because they're hexagonal, and that's my just fetish. But yeah, I was going to go down. It was a couple of years ago when we were doing the Blade Kitten stuff. We were talking about doing a Switch Kickstarter, and I wanted to go down there to film because it's an hour and a half, 2 hours drive south of me. To go film there to do the Kickstarter thing, but then I had the whole thing with the heart operation and that sort of shit. But I sort of, nah, I'm not going to do stuff like that now. That's better. But don't worry, I've got a bunch of really cool locations I plotted out for TY 5. We'll call it TY 5. About 10 years ago. So there's like a whole bunch of places that are just amazing that we haven't even shown. And I told them really amazing. So, yeah. But that's a surprise. You're going to have to wait. It'll be worth it if it ever happens. Or if not, whatever. I got that one up. I don't got the one. Hey, don't knock hexagons until you've tried them. They all fit together so prettily. Bees do it. Not so much a fetish though, really. It's more of a kink. Right, koala guy. Question, what do you think of Bubsy? Not much. I don't really care about it. It's just a game. It's not a game. It's not like anything I've ever cared about. Good on them for doing it, really. That's my paused. There's no reason why it shouldn't exist. I know people make a joke about it. It's like, yeah, that's fine. That's the internet just being a group mind thing. What I will say about Bubsy is that in 1993, I went to my first CES in Chicago. Back when they saw the summer CES in Chicago before they just went to Vegas only. Because we had just signed up with the publisher from the UK, and I said, I'll come to see it, we'll fly to see it so we can meet up with you guys for the game and, just talk with people. And so we went to CS, and the guys we were hanging out with, the publishers, were far more experienced developers. Actually, they were my idols at the time. It was amazing. And we went to lots of the parties and stuff after the show. One of the ones we went to was we crashed the Bubsy party, Bubsy 2 launch party. I say crashed, but they were letting everyone in anyway. It was like, it was pretty cool actually. Like we just went to the party at the Accolade. It was Accolade. I think they were doing a baseball game and they had Bubsy 2. That's the closest I got to Bubsy, is to crash the Bubsy party at CES. So yeah, I have history with Big Thing. That's me being a naughty schoolboy. Also tried to crash a Disney party, but they were like, it was like 6 o'clock and they had already finished the party and shut down. This is early Disney too, not the current, any of the stuff that's happened recently. It's like they were doing Stunt Island, and I think we ended up catching up with the producer and the actual guy who programmed Stunt Island, who did Comic Zone on the Mega Drive Genesis. And a really cool 2D comic game where the guy punches through panels and stuff. It was a really cool game. The guy programmed that. We were at this bar at the Hyatt in downtown Chicago. The big bar, because it's got like a 4-story wall of booze. And we were sitting there and just having drinks with them. He's telling us all about Stunt Island and all the stuff they were working on. It was really cool. It was a really cool CES. That was the first time I've been to a real, honest-to-goodness trade show. And there was just like so much up there, like Jurassic Park on the Genesis, and there was a Star Trek game, next-gen game, at Spectrum Holobyte, and Microprose, and all these big companies that you'd read about. Chief elements are fear and surprise. Two elements are fear, surprise, and almost fanatical devotion to the Pope. Three. Fear, surprise, almost fanatical. Screw it. You knew I was going to quote that one. Bring out the comfy chair. Trouble down a bit. What kind of trouble? I don't know. I told him that I wasn't expecting the Spanish Inquisition. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. Sorry, I had to go there. And it's raining, and the rain's coming in the window, which I've got open. Alright, I'm going to show you another trick. You've seen my 3D trick before, but I'm going to show it to you again because I need to do it for this page. First up, file. So that is a ping. Open Clip Studio. Oh wait, can we do it that way? No, I think we do it that way. No, hang on, I'm gonna do it this way. Sometimes there are easier ways of finding files, and they're not by the file explorer. Alright. I really should have that somewhere. There we go. Now. Yes, baby. No, it's not. Oh, I couldn't see them. Where's the perspective thing? Stretchy, stretchy, squishy, squishy. We'll tilt it forward so we can see everyone in the car. That makes more sense. Let's squish it. Got Shazzy there. Tie at the back. Continue to. That's fine. Question: are you and Chrome planning something this year besides the TY comic you're currently making? No, not technically. There's stuff coming out. I think it's next year. That's not TY related. That's one of the other games we're working on. I think it's next year. Currently, it's for next year, but it hasn't been announced yet. But there is a team working on something really cool. I'm working on my own project called Gunwale. It's written Gunwale, but Gunwale's the top of the boat, top deck thing of a boat, of a narrow boat. I'll show you some of that stuff later on because I love showing it off because it's I've been working on it for a long time in the background, but for the last year and a bit, I've been working on it pretty much full time. But I'm really happy with it because it's just pushing me in ways I've not been pushed before creatively and having to think, and I'm doing programming stuff. Hopefully at some point there'll be other people involved, but at the moment there isn't, so yep. I really should get rid of some of the detail of this. Or I could just draw it. I'll just draw it. Okay, so I'll take this layer now and I'm gonna render it. Oh, actually, right, okay, that's fine. I think this is really funny that Photoshop had this stuff and they ditched it because they're idiots. Texture lines? I really should get back to doing more stuff with Lip Studio. So that's nice. And there's my basic reference truck, which I'm going to... Oh, look at that. I really should get back to using this more. I can turn those off. Did I not copy? Oh, that's right. Look at that. Beauty. Well, technically it's not supposed to be this one, but, you know, whatever. Oh, I see you noticed, yes. So I want to get on doing the rest, the final versions and all the other when I go back to the other pages, I'll make sure it's all the same. Or same enough. It's a comic, no one cares. It's not a historical document. No, I should just draw it. I should just draw it different every panel. That's what I should do. Just, like, every time you see it, slightly different, and not say anything about it. Oh, now I'm so tempted to do that. No, they'd never mention it. It'd just be a thing you just do. No one notices it. And it's just some of the audience go, oh, is that different? And most people won't even notice that either, because it's just the way your brains work. That's close enough. Now I'm going to put everyone in positions that are impossible for driving, but it's going to look cooler. That's the trick. Multiple. What do you mean? She'll have both hands on the wheel. See? No, she's going to be happy. She cannot be freaked out. Oh, wait. Possums have a prehensile tail, don't they? Like opossums. So she can have her tail curl around. That's a mess, but I know what I'm doing. Let's try and clean it up a bit then. Name one pet peeve about game development. That's easy. It's not actually about game development. It's about the... What's the best way to put it? There's groups of money people in game development. There are like two groups. There are those that they want to make money making games, and they'll fund you to make games, but they want you to make a game, and that's why they give you money. And there's another group of people from outside of games who see the games make money and they just want to make money. And this is not just for the games, it's like they invest in stuff and they're only interested in the return they get from it, so they don't give a shit if you make a game or not. If they can make as much money from cancelling a game or when they go to fallow, then they'll do that. And they don't make games, but there are other money guys there who'll get you the money, and they'll push you to make the game better to make more money, if that makes sense. Like to work out with the bigger, the good money guys. that I've ever had any kind of relationship with. They're like, yep, you said you're going to do this. How's it going to sell more money? If you do this, you'll get bigger audience. Can you make the game more accessible? So here's EA as an example with TY, and this is where I learned all this stuff, because I used to be, publishers are horrible and you don't want to work with them unless you get the random good publisher, which I was lucky enough to get early on. But this is 25 years ago, they had a system. You come in there and here's these system of checks and balances and that sort of thing. It's like you do this and that, and you need to bring these numbers into the equation to get funded, and we want you to do this stuff for the audience. And then, like, if you followed those things, they were really flexible. They weren't as horrible as you think they'd be. They were like, yep, do this and that, and they'd get you the money and stuff. But I've seen other publishers who come in there and they do not care about the games. Like, literally, everyone's favorite boomerang, the Doomerang. That was one of the EA founders. We were showing him Gordon, who we were showing him TY, and it's like, you should use boomerangs more. And we're like, oh, never thought of that. Really, it's just one of those things that just didn't click with us, because it was like, we're just making the game. He's got boomerangs and he's got this other stuff. And for us, it was just this big amorphous blob of ideas. For him, he came and saw it from an outsider point of view as an American, and an old school game creator from the early days. And he's like, yeah, use your boomerangs. And it's like, he goes, what would be really cool if, like, you had a boomerang you could fly around in first person. We're like, yeah, actually that would be cool. So we put that in, and we were calling it the bingerang for a while, and it became the Doomerang. But they're the kind of money people you want to be involved with. Like, they want to make your game. They want to make the game make money. That's why they're there. And like, there's a lot less of those, EA included now, people in the industry who they just want to make a profit off stuff. So they don't want to. They want to have these huge profits, and they don't care about if the game's. Well, they want the game to be good. They don't think it's going to make a profit, but they don't want to focus on the game. At least that's the interpretation I get from everything I see now. I'm staying way out of that part of the industry as far as I'm concerned. I just want to make my little games in my little corner making games. That's all I want. But yeah, pet peeve is people who do not want to make games in the games industry. They just want to make stuff. That's the same for movies. You've seen it tons of places where there's all these movie industry guys now who are just like, oh, we'll can that movie because we can make more money out of it by not releasing it. Yeah, basically you need to bounce ideas off each other. There was tons of stuff. Again, using TY as an example, I had tons of good Star Wars stories as well, where they would, we'd just shoot ideas at them and they'd shoot ideas back at us, and they'd say, you should do this and you should do that. That's great development. And that goes back to early days, like Amazon Queen with Renegade. We'd say, they would push us to do better stuff. That's the thing is, if you're a developer, it's just as equally annoying at the time, but then you realize, oh no, they actually want to make the game, and that's when it's really cool. But you don't realize what you've lost until you've lost it, or you don't have until you lose it. What that was saying is, why did I just draw it? No, that's right. I'm getting Ginny and Shazza haircuts mixed up a little bit. They're similar but different, though. To make sure they feel different. But that's my rant of why the games industry's in the shitty. Just tons of good developers who just want to make a game. And less people funding games that want to make games. And that's why you're not getting a TY 5 in a hurry. Speedrun the game for 5 years now, and this is the first time I actually catch you live. Well, welcome aboard. If you're speedrunning for 5 years, it's not much of a speedrun, is it? Oh, I'm so funny. Here's a speedrunning question for you, because we tried to do some stuff to help people out in TY remasters with timers and stuff. What shit is good? We're not doing anything now. Just let's put that on the table there. But I would like to keep that in mind next time. I do it TY stuff. What would be useful for speedrunners? So it's like, I mean, skipping cutscenes or cutscenes not on the timer, stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not a speedrunner myself. I'm old and slow nowadays. But I did have to. There was a point when there was only me testing stuff, or me and Lenz basically doing the remasters, and I had to play through 100% in Taiwan as quick as possible because you were sick of that shit at that point. Like, I got to fix all the art up. Oh, now I've got to play through it to make sure everything works. So yeah, I'm not quite speedrunning, but getting through the game properly fast is yeah. I have a respect for speedrunners, so just know how much work it is. How hard it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. And no, not putting in weird cheat hacks to get through things faster so you can, you know, what's it called when you skip the order stuff? Oh, I know on the top of my head. Something break. Don't tell me, don't tell me. No, no. You know what I'm talking about. Really? I think you know what I'm talking about. Please say this game's stability and smooth person. Yeah. Time and stuff is a bit funky as different communities are yeah, okay. That makes sense. Bear with me again. I'm going to get a sandwich. I'm starving. I'm back in a sec. Yeah, we know about the cheat stuff in the leaderboards, but they're only meant to be there for fun, so it really isn't worth our time to police that stuff. And obviously, people who do that stuff are just realize anyone with a ridiculous time like that are just shit people. They're laying themselves out as shit people. I'm going to mute my mic for a little bit because I'm eating a Vegemite sandwich and my mic is really good picking up stuff, so you don't want to hear that. So just listen to the music as I draw for a while and chop on this lovely Vegemite sandwich. And my mic's hot again. You are very lucky to be spared my dog whining in the background because when I eat Vegemite sandwiches, he has to have some. He loves that. Unlike a normal dog, he doesn't like peanut butter. But he loves Vegemite, and if I'm eating one, he has to have his share like a little gangster. My dog is in the other room crying. Like, hey, Mickey. What are you? You're not getting your sandwich? I had your breakfast. Jeez. Yeah, me saying I'm old is just my wave my hand excuse of not having to do stuff nowadays. Too old. Yes, too old is he? Makes me think being a world of banter animals, it can be hard to know if anyone would have pets or not. Why do you think that's anything different from our world? We're just different kinds of animals. I know it's just kind of weird, but it's like, why do we have pets? And I don't like, here we go, I don't like the word pet, as in the connotations of like an animal you keep, but the word pet, the definition is animal companion, which is what Mickey is, my dog. I call him my dog, but that's because I just don't have any other dogs. But like, he's my... Hey, don't lick that, Mickey. He lives with me. I take care of him because he needs to be taken care of. He protects me. So now, yeah, they could have. It's just another friend. Like, do they talk? No, maybe not. But that doesn't make them any less careful, I don't think. It's not like pets are these things you don't care about in the TY universe. It's just like, these are animals that need being taken care of. If it was a three-legged dog, you'd treat it just as much. Yes, I am his human. He's my dog. That's the thing. You nailed it. But anyway, yeah, no, like... Okay, I have this thing that people talk about. There's the human stuff and there's nature, and they're two different things, and that's not the case. All the shit that we do, the buildings and all the synthetic stuff, that's still nature. Like, that's like ants building a tunnel. We're really good at it, but it's still part of what is nature. People forget that. It's not like there's humanity and there's everything else. It's like, no, we are a part of it. We just are blessed, cursed, but cursed that we know that we are messing shit up. You know, like a horde of locusts, they're just trying to eat. You know, they don't know they're going to mess everything else up for everyone else. They're just like, we got to eat. We should be smart enough to know better than that, but, you know, I don't think we are. But yes, we're all the same. And the next question, which is absolutely terrific, is what is your favourite Hanna-Barbera show you watched? That is a tough one, because I grew up with Scooby-Doo era stuff. Actually, no, that's not tough. Scooby-Doo was I grew up on Scooby-Doo, and that was like one of my favourites. Also, Josie and the Pussycats. That's another one. I fucking love Josie and the Pussycats. Because it's stupid. I wanted to do a comic that was basically the same sort of thing. Actually, it was more Josie and the Pussycats in outer space. So just like 4 girls flying around getting into trouble. I just did that. But an anime style one. That was my thing. Yeah, that would have to be those two. I think that era. And growing up in the 70s, I grew up on all that stuff. But, you know, there was Funky Phantom, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kids, Goober and the Ghost Chasers, Captain Caveman. I did like. I didn't really like Dynamite. And there's a lot of stuff I disliked. I don't like the 60s stuff much. You know, that would always be the boring stuff. And you know, one that I really enjoyed when I was in the 80s was Snorks, I think. Snorks? I think it was the Snorks. I was surprised that I'd watch that in the morning before I'd start work. And it's like, yeah, this is actually pretty good. Which is really weird. I just remember like being surprised by that. So there you go, yeah. But Scooby-Doo is probably like top tier. And a friend of mine actually worked on Pop Name Scooby-Doo. He was one of the guys behind that, which is really cool. What's everyone else's favorite Hanna-Barbera cartoon? You guys are probably a lot younger and wouldn't be watching newer stuff, I imagine. Like, there was weird stuff in the 70s. Like, so you had your Flintstones and your Jetsons in the 60s. And in the 70s, like, there was all the cool groups of kids who were detectives slash a band. I've read up a lot about that. Was that they would do pictures and stuff. They'd fly out to New York, pitch stuff on a Friday to NBC or whatever they would do in the networks, and they just make shit up as they go on. It's like, yeah, we need another pitch with some kids who are in a band who hunt dinosaurs, or one carries a dune buggy. But they would just shit like that. But they also had this other whole other line of stuff, like obviously Johnny Quest, which is great. That's Doug Wallaby. Fantastic show. I used to watch that. That would be in the mornings on Saturday. I think that would run about 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Just remember you get up much that. There was also like stuff like Wait Till Your Father Gets Home, which is just like a precursor to The Simpsons. It's just like a family suburban thing. There was Roman Holidays, which was basically a family suburban thing, but they were Romans. There was Mr. Chan and the Chan Clan, which was this Chinese-American family who solved crimes. They had a car that had a dial-up button that would change to disguise the car. But they were in a band as well, and they had a dog. Actually, that was a great little show. Hong Kong Phooey was good. The Scatman Carruthers. Yeah, I did like a lot of Hanna-Barbera 70s stuff. They were on a roll. They were just making stuff. I'm not even talking about stuff like Space Ghost, Birdman and the Galaxy Trio. There was just so much stuff they put out. Because these guys wanted to make money making cartoons. This is a surprise. So huge respect for them. They were my childhood. I also watched stuff like Speed Racer, Kimber the White Lion, Gigantor. They were my 3 of my favorites in the early 70s. I didn't know they were anime until like 1984. So in 1984, on Australian television, they were showing. I remember it was out in the garden on an afternoon. I walked inside and there was a show on TV. Someone left on the ABC on Australian ABC, Australian Broadcasting Corporation, and they were just playing this thing with this little robot kid and a giant blue Frankenstein guy. And I was like, "What the hell is this?" And I just sat down and watched all of it. I was probably 14, 15 at the time, and it was Astro Boy, the 1980 series. I was hooked, and that was my gateway drug to anime, proper anime. I just totally fell in love with the storytelling and the visual look. And everything clicked for me watching that show. It's like, that's what I want to do. before that I was making films and stuff, like short films and special effects. I was into that sort of path. So yeah, if it wasn't for Astro Boy, you wouldn't have gotten any tie. I would have been just a specs guy working somewhere. I would have tried to have been. But I did get to Captain Harlock, the original. Star Blazers ran after Astro Boy in like the mid 80s Australia, so they'd be a 5 o'clock show thing, and first up was Astro Boy, and then they ran Star Blazers, which I'd known about from a sci-fi encyclopedia book I got for like in '78. And we were talking about the movie then and how it was like Star Wars, so I'd heard about Space Cruiser Yamato in that book, and then when they did this English version of Star Blazers, it's like, oh, that's that one that I saw in my book. So I watched that, and Star Blazers is amazing. And also we had Battle of the Planets, the first version of Gatchaman, which is 79. I was in grade 5. We were all huge fans of that. But Harlock is a great one. Like, doesn't matter if like it was for 20 years before you were born. So there's so much stuff that I've seen way before my time. Like, not anime, but 2001: A Space Odyssey. That's 1968 or 69. It was the year I was born, so I wasn't old to see it. But in 1979, 2 years after I'd seen Star Wars, they had a cinema showing, like, because there was no TV stuff. I actually conned my dad, 10-year-old me, got my dad to take me and my brother, who was 6 at the time, to go see 2001: A Space Odyssey on the big screen. And yeah, that was not what I was expecting, but that was a fucking huge inspiration is a good word? No, inspiration is a bad word, but it was just a influence. That's the word, influence. It was a huge influence on me. It's amazing. If you watch it as an adult, it's even better. But yeah. 2001, Close Encounter of the Third Kind. Another one of my favorites, Jaws. Because here's the funny thing about Jaws. Like, yes, it was an adult film, but every kid I knew had a rubber Jaws shark. Because they were selling that to kids, and there was like the Jaws game from Ideal, where you'd pick all the things. That was kind of like you pick all the bits out of the shark's stomach. So yeah, it's kind of well how it passed some future film dates. Yet Blade Runner is my favourite. It's like, oh, it's 2019. Oh, there you go. It did. I saw Jaws in the drive-in, so that wasn't that big an issue. And you have to understand this too. Back in the pre-digital days, films, the reels of film, they would actually do the tour around the country. So like, you get the big cities would show stuff in cinemas, and they'd strike a certain number of prints, and those prints would go around all the country small cinemas, and then like countries like Australia, we would get films a year later, 2 years later, because that's when they were done with in the US. So Star Wars came out in May in the US. We did not get it till I think it was December 10th in 1977. Because I remember, because me and my friends in the 3rd grade were really keen on this new sci-fi film that we'd seen on one of the current affairs shows after the news one night. And we were all talking about how we were going to go see this movie called Star Wars. So yes. I don't know why I'm talking about Star Wars, but yeah, I obviously always talk about Star Wars. But you don't know how lucky you are that stuff comes out pretty much simultaneously now, for the most part. There's some stuff that doesn't, but it's such a different world. Some ways it's good. There's less scarcity of stuff, but it's kind of dumb in other ways too. The games were the same. Games like computers and stuff, you'd think, magazines took 3 months to get to Australia. forget airfreight. No one's going to pay for that. So you're looking at something like Starlog, which we got your sci-fi news from. Great magazine in the 80s. I managed to buy some back issues that were selling them back about 15 years ago. Stuff. But I got some Star Wars ones, which is like the very first one I ever bought. I remember it. It was all about. Actually, no, I remember the second one. The first one had Captain Kirk from the first movie on the cover, and came with a little record, like cardboard record. I think sci-fi music stuff. And the second one I got was like, what's the word? I guess leaks. It was pre-leaks, but it was basically all the little. Sorry, I'm so lost for the word for it. Just it was all talking about all the things they thought were like leaks from the movie and what was going to be in it. And there was just some weird shit. I do remember that I've still got the magazine that. Magazine print stuff would have like a 4-page article, but there'd be like 2 columns worth of it that was stuck in the back of the magazine because it wouldn't fit on in the first 4-page spread, which that doesn't happen now. But read all stuff. They talk about Boba Fett being in a shock trooper, but we only knew about Boba Fett because he was in the holiday special. He wasn't surprised. But there was one bit on the column at the back of the book, which is like the last 4 pages of the magazine. It's like, we also had a rumor that Darth Vader was Luke's father, and this is like a year before the movie came out in Australia. So it was just like they dropped that. They all knew about it. There wasn't that big a surprise to the hardcore fans. But yeah. Yeah, there you go. You send them over 3 months later because that's just the way it used to work. What is Telegram? Nah, no one paid any attention to it. Like I said, it was at the column at the back. I read that and just like I ignored it because there was a thing about Jar Jar Gabor being a queen of space, which is, I think, her sister played a movie called Queen of Space, or so maybe Jar Jar was Queen of Space. They were talking about playing a character like that, and C-3PO got melted down into like a space vampire thing, and you can see the truth in the kind of 3P got broken down up, so that's what they're taking that into. But yeah, it was just like a lot of people just making up shit, which still happens now. Now they have YouTube channels. Actually, can we pass back to the long past future dates? Saying, you think it's wild that we're past those dates? Think of what it's like for those of us who were kids when these movies came out, and these future dates were so far in the future. Like the 21st century was way in the future as a kid. It was like, that's 20 years away. And that's like, yeah, that's 20 years ago. The scary thing is time, and you'll hear a lot of old people like me and older people just say how fast time travels when you get older. It's like time speeds up, and it's just scary. The fact that I got a birthday next week again, and it was only New Year's yesterday, it feels like. Oh yeah, that's me saying my birthday is next Sunday. Beware the Ides of March. I think next week for my little streaming session, we'll do a birthday extravaganza, which is me gonna just go looking through old shit. No, I just think your dad saying it felt long because so much. No, it's just that a day, and this is what I've read, so I'm just recounting from psychological. A good psychology book I read once. Basically, I think it's the why time slows down as you get older, which time speeds up as you get older. Sorry, it's just that like a day when you're 8 years old is a lot longer of a period from the day when you're 50 years old. So, and you forget stuff. Some stuff seems to merge together. So, like, yeah, a week is just nothing anymore. But he is right about the progress being made in the 80s and 90s. So much stuff changed. But that sort of doesn't explain the people who are older than that. It's not a new thing. But I don't think. But what I'm trying to say is if you're young and you think you got plenty of time to do stuff, you don't. That's all. Just realize it's going to go faster than you know, and before you know it, you are going to be old, and your health's going to go. Doesn't matter how much you try to keep stuff going. Not that I try. I'm pretty lazy. But try and do what you can while you're younger and you can, because people will tell you that, and they are damn right. I know that sounds really like, it's like, no, it's just like, use your time wisely if you can. If you want to do something, like create something, this is my specific philosophy now. It's like, you do not need to wait for permission from someone else to make something nowadays, right? There was a time when you could only get stuff seen by doing a certain way and having someone publish it, say, or you have the internet now for the moment, use it. You got a creative idea, you want to make something, just make it. You want to do like something around the house, plant a garden, plant your garden. Don't wait. I mean, yeah, obviously with the garden, wait for the right season, but don't just wait because you're not sure if you're ready. You're never going to be ready for stuff. That's the secret. It's like, if you're not ready, just do it. It's like we didn't wait for we came doing TY. It was, we want to do a platforming game. Oh, it looks like we can do that now. We're working on this other project that's not doing too well. No, let's just start doing this platforming thing anyway, and we'll see how we go. There we go, that page is pretty good. What do we think? Well, chat, is this... do we think this page is decent? No? Yeah, we do. You're going to say yes, Steve. That's good stuff. That's good shit, Steve. That's what I'm hearing you say in my head. Good work, Steve. This shit is awesome. I don't want to hear otherwise. Oh, my new pen nibs are coming. Today's big excitement is I ordered like a couple packs of felt tip nibs for my Wacom tablet because I like the felt ones. But Wacom's always terrible at selling for the old nibs, the old brush. Sorry, the old stylus, the Pro Pen, which is the one I like to use, not the Pro Pen 2, which is the one that came with the tablet. The nibs are hard to get from Wacom, but you get it from AliExpress from China, and they're like, yep. So I buy like 5 or 6 packs a year, and that lasts me. You only get like 5 nibs in a packet. They wear down pretty quickly when you're drawing. And I have 2 pens which I switch between. Right, do you want me to show you some stuff now? Have a little break. I'll show you some Gunwale. I've been working on stuff this week. And get your take on it. Let's shut this down. Okay, I'm gonna stop that music for now. What? No, that's not good. Okay, that looks like it's alright. I'm just going to show you stuff randomly now, I think. Let's stop that? Yeah. Okay, here we go. It's one of the rooms I was working on yesterday. We're just fixing up textures. I shouldn't stop. Hang on. Let me reposition the boat. Oh, it's too far up. It should be way back. What you can't see is on the other screen when the editor, and I have a little sprite thing that I can. Few minutes. Meanwhile, you're going across the whole screen, which you don't want to look at yet. But hey, okay. There we go. Sorry, I'm just gonna like slowly go across this whole thing because it's very calming. Make sure there's audio playing for you. No, there's no audio. What? You're not hearing anything, are you? No, not a sausage. Can I pause that? Well, that is just a shame. Can you hear the boat going? Oh, okay. It's not showing up on my audio mixer thing, which is weird. Did I stop it? I did stop it, yeah. Didn't mean to stop it. Oh, sorry, let me do that one more time. Right. It's really odd. It's not showing up on monitor, so I have to work out why that's not showing up for some reason, where it does show up on the other thing. Oh, and you know, I should do is go boom, see the whole thing, and go back. That's better. No, that's screwed up again. I'm sorry. This is my follow cam I made, so I can look around, so I can look at the elements. It looks really cool when it's close up like that too. But yeah, hang on. I'll just let it play now at full screen. So this is Gunwale. The boat is the Gunwale Regis. That's Greeley Stonehammer. That's our main character. And this is her boat. That's her cat Yato. He's a big fluff ball. And this is they're going to go. Basically, going to scroll left to right. The whole thing's about being laid back and very chill. And it's lots of exploring areas, finding things in the background. Kind of like I guess like a hidden puzzle thing, but the puzzles aren't like screen full things you just click on. It's like you've got to explore the environment. So yesterday I was working on those little moths, and they are bugs like hell. The simple way I was doing it worked great in the editor. It was showing stuff off really nicely, and then I put in the game, it's like, yeah, we're not going to work on that stuff. So here's the boat. You can see it's all layers. So like I do my big drawing, and then I take the layers and split them off, so you got the parallax perspective in there, so you get a bit of 3D, but it's all 2D. But it's like the thing with this is, here's another. This one's to rival hexagons. Is that I like making 2D stuff look 3D-ish without it being proper 3D. It technically is 3D because it's got a Z depth for all the items, but it's not 3D objects. Like the boat, if you look at her boat, we shouldn't be doing that. No good, so there's broken there to fix. But the boat, you can see it's rocking around because it's got bright stacking for 3D. The lighting on the boat's like a cool 2D effect. So if this works properly, she will leave the level and we should go to the map. Or it'll all break horribly, but... Hey look, the audio's showing up now on my mixer. What the hell's going on there? Oh, I worked it out now. The audio stops when I'm not on the active. Yeah, I worked it out. Sorry. My bad. Oh look, there's the end of the wake that I gotta fix. Now the audio stops because oh damn, it doesn't connect up to the map. Let me get back to my editor. No, when you're in the not active thing, the game stops playing music and audio. But if I go to like my map screen, boop, it's like this. Look, my God, hexagons. What the hell? Who would have thought? And look, took the little boat. I don't need this in the game, but I've got the little boat that will sail around. It's not going to be that color. That's obviously just a test render shape. So I rendered out the 3D model that I built for like the 3D print. And I did like a little 360-degree rotation. And it's got some pathfinding to actually go around. It will go in a little in the map, sort of. I need a bit more work, but I made collision up for all the map. It's like for years work, I don't really have a lot going on it, but I keep reworking stuff, trying to work out how to actually do it. Like last week, if you look, there's that little guy walking around on the boat. I was working out how to put the little sprite stuff in there and rendered up some little sprites that would look kind of like little people moving about. I did them all grey so I can tint them different colours and stuff. So I could do a little crowd scene. Like I wrote all the code for all those columns on the that viaduct going all the way back. I was actually placing them all by hand, and the reflections by hand, and the water by hand, and scaling them and tinting the color. So I rewrote some code to actually just generate them, and set the lighting up, set the positions up, and it's like, oh, that was smart. But here you can see I'm experimenting with what I can reuse to put in front of the thing and darken it just to create depth. So this is all going to be inside a tunnel inside later on, and I'm just reusing the elements. I'm pointing at stuff that you can't see, sorry. I'm using all the elements to show off stuff. You can see there's a camera zoom put in place, which is too zoomed in. It should be focusing on Greeley. I've got to fix that up. So there'll be dynamic cameras going in and out as you play, which is good. This will go inside to a whole big area. I've got my speed up button on mouse, or my speed dial. You go back to the map? No, you're not going back to the map. Now I've got like 4 locations done, and I can turn around. So I chucked a button in for turning around. Oh, and this week, oh, hang on, let's go back to the beginning. Right. Oh, that bit of green at the top, that's going to be an object detection box. I've got that turned on because I'm going to be able to look on the boat, so you'd be able to look at. Like a graphic adventure, so you'd be like, oh, what's this thing? And then, whoop, whoop. Now you can see the little birds I'm working on in the foreground. They've got just temp sprite animations just to see if they look like working. They're alright. They need lots of better animation. I'll get to that. You've got a dappled light on the boat. You got your crepuscular rays coming through the skylight. So you get the whole dapple effect on the water. Just trying to make it kind of have a nice vibe to it. So as you're sailing along, it's like, yeah. So you'll be looking at, as you're playing the game, you'll be looking at stuff, and then, Greeley will comment on stuff as you walk past it, so you might want to go look at that in more detail. And there'll be like hints and stuff going on there. This was the first room I did. It took me about a month just to work out how to put the stuff together, and now I've got a better version of it now. So I'll probably go through and rework this. Stuff like the reflection things. Like my dialogues I was working on this week, I rewrote the whole dialogue thing. And that's going to make it a bit prettier and so it flows nicer. I'm not sure if I should put the text up higher near the heads and move the names around. But you got like little dialogue sections, and the little greely heads on the side there will change for like emoticon stuff. I want to do the big characters doing some more emotions and changing, but I'm waiting for some stuff to get updated in the engine. I'm pretty sure that's jumping to the wrong line, but I don't know why. But yeah. Let me go back up. I've got to fix the transition back. This learning stuff like, oh, so I can put characters in the foreground. I didn't think about doing that. So I can have foreground and background things to talk to because it's not important where they are. We got the giant mech from, you may recognize it from Blade Kitten because it's the same universe. This is all still trying to learn how to paint stuff. So we should have... oh, look, it's all broken. Hey, that's cool. What have I done there? All the textures are wrong. That's amazing. And we got the farm.
Hi there.
I don't know what happened there. She's broken. Oh, that's broken. What's going on there? Oh, I bet it doesn't have... Yeah, I know what's going on. Anyway, that's that stuff. Sorry, I haven't had the chat open. I missed all that. Oh, cool. Right. That's that stuff. I got technically got like another... Oh no, do you want me to do any more? I don't really feel like doing much more page stuff. I could do the car in, I guess. I don't really feel like it today. Nah, like I said, the dialogue stuff's all broken because here's what I did. I added some lasers so I could do some cool stuff like blur the background, but you've got to make sure that they're in all the stuff that I've done previously. Like I spent 3 hours one day trying to work out why the wrong colored borders with panels were coming up underneath the names. And it wasn't doing. It was just like seemed to be random. And then I look at my data, and it's like, oh no, that's way out of date. All those names and changed what it should be pointing to. So I fixed that up, and it's like, oh, that's all working fine now. So yeah, because I'm working with stuff that's like a year old that I've changed, and I'm trying to fix stuff up. So, but I'm having fun with it. Like I'm trying new things. I actually just want to get back to today. I will end this stream, but if you want to watch me paint some backgrounds for Gunwale, I might do that if you put your hand up, and I'll talk about more stuff. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the Thai stuff here today, just as a short one. Obviously, next week, Steve's birthday extravaganza. We're going to look at, I will talk about whatever you want me to talk about. I'll play a game, whatever you want. We'll probably won't be doing drawing, but let's put your requests in at my Blue Sky or I don't know where you're at, Twitch. Where do we do this shit nowadays? I don't know. Anyway, is anyone still here? I guess you are. So yeah, if you want to see some non-Thai stuff, stick around. I will be back in a moment, basically. So this ends here, this Thai stream. Join me in a moment for Gunwale background painting. I'm doing grassy fields next because I want to fix them up because I'm not really happy with the grass. But I'll show you that stuff in a sec. Anyway, thanks for joining on the Thai stuff. If you're watching it on YouTube, which is where it is nowadays, have fun. But yeah, bye Thai, hello Gunwale. Let me just change the streams over.